This assassination of Charlie Kirk, to me, is indicative of a professional hit, and I'm not so sure that we are going to quickly be able to apprehend this individual without some luck.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America.
A man that was promoting Christian values, a man that was promoting family values, encouraging young people to get involved in politics. Most importantly, a man that was leading by example. This is who they took out.
He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world.
America needs to wake up. They are coming for our children. They are destroying this country. And anyone that is promoting the values that made America the greatest country on the planet, if you are promoting those values, automatically you become an obstacle for this lunatic.
This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible.
We live in a society where if you disagree with someone's political views, you automatically hate them. And we know why we live in such atmosphere, because we have shows like The View telling people, if your family members voted for President Trump, do not invite them for Christmas. Do not invite them in the barbecue. When we have people like MSNBC spreading those type of nonsense, this is exactly the type of society we're going to have.
For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now.
Now, unfortunately, we know in moments like this, there are going to be some idiots dancing and celebrating. But when this level of idiocy comes from elected officials, when this level of idiocy comes from members of Congress, this is purely unacceptable. The Democrats should be ashamed of themselves. Watch them refusing a moment of silence for Charlie.
The chair would ask that all members present in the chamber and those in the gallery please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family. Shh. Let's wait a minute. The House will be in order. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order. Shh. The House will be in order.
It's awful that it's taking this type of stuff to happen very publicly for people to realize what they're doing is wrong.
What is your message to your fellow Democrats in Congress?
Stop with the rhetoric. You're getting people killed. You're going to get one of us killed too while you continue doing it.
Charlie was doing something the left can never do. And quite frankly, not just the left. Charlie was doing something most politicians can never do. Charlie was giving a voice not just only to the people he agreed with, but also to the people he disagreed with. Charlie was giving a platform to people that hated Charlie's ideologies. This is how courageous this man was.
This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. When someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this: we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere.
It doesn't matter what someone's political ideologies are, what their religion is. It doesn't matter what they stood for. When someone dies, we show respect. We show respect to the friends, to the family. Again, it doesn't matter how much we disagreed with them. This is basic humanity.
This assassination of Charlie Kirk, to me, is indicative of a professional hit. And I'm not so sure that we are going to quickly be able to apprehend this individual without some luck, hopefully.
When you say professional hit, what do you mean by that exactly? Do you mean one shot, one kill, escape already planned and at large? It looks clean, yes, but could this be done by anybody with any sort of basic training?
Well, when you take a look at the video and you take a look at the venue and the spectators and how close they are to Charlie Kirk, and then you have that kind of like umbrella over him, that kind of tent, you have to know that this shooter had to be perched in a position with respect to being able to lay his sights perfectly, basically a headshot. And the shot that was taken to immediately incapacitate Charlie Kirk. And so this was not some amateur who just, got up on a rooftop because it was, what I consider spontaneous combustion. He got up this morning and decided he was going to do something crazy. This seems the earmark of a professional that got up onto this rooftop well in advance of the venue being occupied by the spectators. He was clearly undetected. There was no indication that anybody saw him up on this rooftop. Obviously, after that one single shot was taken, he was able to basically very quietly and systematically elude any further detection and escape. There's been no indication that there's been a vehicle identified or any mode of how he actually escaped the venue. And so to me, this is someone who had some experience, some level of sophistication to have mapped out exactly how this was going to go down.
One of the reasons now, us Republicans, us conservatives, we have to be even louder now because Charlie was speaking for all of us. The things that we are afraid to say out loud, Charlie was the brave one. Charlie was the courageous one to speak for us. That's why we have to do everything we can to make sure Charlie is not forgotten. On one side, we have the Democrats talking about we have to unite. However, when you look at their actions, when you look at their behaviors, they are the most violent ones. When you look at their lawmakers, all they do, they spread fear and division. When you listen to MSNBC, when you listen to CNN, all they do is divide, divide, and divide. They want to divide this country. They want us to fight against one another. They want gay people to fight against straight. They want white people to fight against black. That's all they spread is fear, 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 and division.
Well, first of all, let me provide some hard news perspective. We are entering a new age of evil. The last age that we had was in the 1930s. With the rise of the dictatorships all over the world that led to 100 million people dead in World War II, the Holocaust, on and on. Now, I wrote this book, Confronting Evil, to signal people that it was coming. And it was a harrowing day for me today. I was born today in 1949. And I got up, and the first thing I heard was that Putin shot missiles into Poland. Ultra dangerous, all right? Putin is as evil as they come. He's on the cover of Confronting Evil, my book. He is a psychopath who is looking to slaughter human beings. That's what he wants to do. You don't shoot missiles at a NATO member unless you are trying to upend the entire world in an evil way. And then a few hours later, we have the Charlie Kirk assassination on the eve of 9/11, where we lost 3,000 people to evil. So I started the book's research and writing about a year ago, and I knew, as you say a lot in your monologue, that things are deteriorating not only in the United States. This is not an American problem. This is a worldwide problem. And my opinion that I inject into the book, backed by facts, is that too many people in the world and in this country are looking away. We are looking away. And we are allowing evil to gather power.
It is now time for conservatives to speak up. For too long, we have allowed the lunatic to go crazy and be loud and destroy this nation. A few months ago, there were multiple attempts against the president. You would think the media, you would think the woke liberals would stop with their fear, with their hate. You would think they would stop calling President Trump names. You would think they would stop calling Republicans names. You would think they would stop telling the American people, you're about to lose your freedom. You're about to lose them. You would think they would stop spreading this nonsense. They doubled down. And they doubled down and they tripled down. It is time to wake up and fight back. However way, some of us, we have a mic. Some people have the pencil. Whatever we do, it is time to fight nonsense. It is time to fight evil. It is time to fight the devil. Because we know these lunatic Democrats, they are anti-Americans. They are working for the devil. We see what they stand for. We see what they want to do to our children. We see what they want to do to this country. We see what they promote. We see the culture in Hollywood. We see what they put in movies, what they put in music videos. We hear their lyrics. They are not on the side of God. And if you are on the side of God, it is time to speak up. It is time to say enough is enough. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. I truly pray that God brings strength to the family of Charlie, because I can't imagine the level of pain they are going through. I pray that God helps them in this difficult situation, and hopefully we better find the shooter. We better find the killer. We better find it. You guys stay safe as always. Stay blessed. May God bless the United States of America.